r/AskReddit. What makes you statistically rare? I'm allergic to the chemical released when fresh oranges are peeled. That first spray when you open an orange will put me into anaphylactic shock. Super specific. Super rare when the allergy is that severe. Bad oranges. I'm chimeric, except I have 2 twins. I'm walking around with my fraternal twin brother's DNA and identical twin sister's spinal tube next to my spinal tube. I was supposed to be 3 individuals. How old are you? Minimum 79. I'll place my guess at around 85? This is crazy and amazing. So if you have your brother's DNA, where's your DNA? That wasn't me. That was Patricia. So, you devoured your siblings before you were even born. Damn, that's some fine sibling rivalry right there. How does that work? Did you absorb them in utero? I am born on the same date as my dad and great-grandpa. You have ruined too many birthdays. Your dad was gonna celebrate it and you were just like, surprise, lol. Might seem like a weird question, but is there a holiday 9 months before your birthday? According to my grandma, I'm the smartest young man alive. Are wholesome. Oh gosh, that sounds really scary. I'm super sensitive to oranges being peeled as well, but have never experienced anaphylaxis. I usually just have to grab my puffer and that's it. But I thought I was. Thinking face. That is the cutest thing I've ever read. I was one of the few Romanian orphans to receive a good life. I watched a documentary on Romanian orphans and the way most of them turned out, so that's honestly great to hear. Noise. My grandma worked for a Romanian orphanage before World War II. She was from Transylvania originally, but I'm not sure which village she lived in. I wasn't orphaned, but I was abused. Anyone that knows me and my family and past, they keep wondering how I ended up so sane and functional. There are scars and trauma hidden, but I am much better than 99% of the people who go through what I did. My brain helped. I have big gaps of memory, years of my childhood missing and most of my school life up till 10th grade. I just don't remember. But OP, I'm proud of you. We'll show them. I have epilepsy, so about 1 in 100, not that rare, at all really, but I've had a status epilepticus, which is when you have seizures that don't stop until you die, without intervention. I woke up in the ICU with my hands strapped to the bed, a feeding tube in, a catheter and an insanely sore throat from being intubated. I also have had surgery where they drilled 2 holes in my skull and inserted 2 subdural electrodes to find out where the seizures originate from. That's under the dura mater, right on the surface of my brain. Still have 2 holes in my skull now. I always thought they'd grow over, but apparently just the exposed marrow around the edges closed itself up. So, I want to be donated to a university and turned into a skeleton when I die. Slightly smiling face. Sorry to hear that. How much does it affect your life? Benign brain tumor that may have been sitting there my whole life. My doctors say lots of people could be walking around and not even know it, so who knows how rare it is. One of my family friends have that, so I hope that people around you are really considerate, since I've seen on how much she's missed out on from other people's negligence. How did you find out? I have sickle cell anemia. My skin is white. I've had doctors ask me, are you sure you have sickle cell? Want to be retested? This has happened 6 times that I remember. I've never seen my mom angrier, lol. I have cystic fibrosis, and when I was a kid they didn't know to put us in isolation yet. I became friends with so many kids who had sickle cell. None were white. How are you doing? I was cured of stage 3B lung cancer. I am a leap year baby, coming up on 6 years old. My little one will be 1 next year. And when you reach your 18th birthday, you'll no longer be an apprentice pirate. Huzzah. I'm a Reddit old-timer. Next year I'll be 17 in leap years. My sister is colorblind. My 2 brothers and I'm also a boy, are not. So wait, is your dad colorblind? That spray makes me itch all over whenever it touches me. I was always so puzzled by it because I love oranges and eat them with no problem once the peel is away from me. Never knew you could be allergic to that. Instead of sweating I just get really cold when working out. So far no health problems, just a cool way to freak out my friends. Are you a can of compressed air? Cold as in feeling or actually cold? That sounds very bad for heat stroke. I'm an Asian and also a natural ginger. So, did you sit next to the window in class? Have any wacky friends? Are your parents constantly on an overseas trip by any chance? Is your teacher boss inexplicably like an anime one? Really? Wow, I'd love to see what you look like. That sounds interesting. Same here. I'm half Japanese, half white with long curly red hair, and people often think I diet left-handed, dyspraxic and celiac. I'm like the unicorn nobody asked for. Arcursadunicorn. Is it specifically fresh oranges? Are you fine opening older ones? Are you fine biting into a slice of orange? That is super specific. I'm anaphylactic too, but allergic to something much more common than yours, and people still get it wrong annoyingly often. I am so sorry for you, lol. I'm naturally a redheaded, blue-eyed, left-handed human and the only one in my family with those characteristics. Do not take one of those DNA tests. One of my eyes is sectorally heterochromatic. That's rare enough on its own, but I figure that the color combination and position on the iris makes it absolutely unique on Earth. Edit. Wow, this blew up. For those asking, I'm hazel with a chunk of brown. Oh hey, me too. Mine are primarily green, but one has a prominent gray section, and my brother has one green eye and one blue eye for anyone from the future. Here. Survived premature birth without any defects. Edit. For all those wondering, I was born 4 months early at 1 pound 6 ounces. Visible. I was born a month premature. I was almost 10 pounds. They said at the rate I was going, if I went full term is have been 14, 15 and killed my mother. I was born fat, and I kinda just kept the trend going. I'm a colorblind woman. Apparently, it's 8x rarer in women than in men. That means all of your male offspring will be colorblind as well. That's because women need 2X chromosomes with the colorblind gene for it to present IIRC. Otherwise, a woman is simply a carrier. This also means that a woman can only be colorblind if her father is also colorblind IIRC. Since men only have the 1X, they only need one parent to have the gene. So you can have 2 color-seeing parents and a colorblind son. The mother was a carrier. I'm currently breathing with someone else's lungs. I'm an 18-month survivor of stage 3 pancreatic cancer and currently in complete remission. Being a doctor, I know how scary the pancreatic cancer is, so this made me smile. You only find out about it late, and the remission is very rare, especially at a stage 3 or 4, which makes you very lucky. However, gotta be careful. Do your checkups regularly because you never know. I've had chicken pox twice. Me too. Apparently there is a mild and not mild version of the virus. The mild version protects against both strains, but the not version only protects against not strains. Thus, if you get the nasty version first, you can get the more mild version and have chicken pox twice. I have no idea how this will relate to shingles later in life, but we're probably screwed. Lucky us. I have a 34th vertebrae in my spine. Normally there is only 33. Does this affect your flexibility, mobility at all? You mean a tail? I have an 8th in my neck. There are normally only 7. My dad has 32. My sister and I have something similar. The tailbone didn't fuse completely, so that extra piece functions as another vertebrae. As far as we know, we're the only 2 in our family with this. I mean, finders keepers, right? I have visual snow. You see tiny flickering dots everywhere. I didn't realize there was a name for this. I remember when I was a little kid, maybe 10, trying to explain to my parents that I could see the air, because everything seemed to be covered in tiny dots. I notice this more often in lower light situations. Kinda looks like the grain or noise you'd see in a photo, but it's very mild for me, so I don't know if it's the same thing. Is that not something everyone sees? Same. Do you get photosensitivity and reactions to grid patterns as well? It was a bit of a wild ride for me, going to ophthalmologists and neurologists for 3 years without any formal diagnosis and my vision getting worse the whole time. So many WTFs from them after having completely clean eye and brain scans. Luckily it stabilized around a year ago, and research has progressed to the point doctors can formally diagnose it. It's harmless apparently, beside fucking up your night vision in some cases. I won't drive in the dark just to be safe. Same. It's apparently associated with both my dyspraxia and anxiety disorder. Like TV static. Gets worse the more anxious I get. My mother was born with an upside-down uterus. They told her it would be impossible to have a child. I was born with my umbilical cord wrapped 3 times around my neck, and was presumed dead. Yet here I am with no birth defects, perfectly healthy. I was paraded around the hospital as a miracle child. Having been born in a small town, everyone always told me I was going to grow up to do miraculous things. I feel as though I have not lived up to the hype. Edit. Wow, this really blew up. Thanks for the kind words, everyone. Don't worry, I'm a happy guy. Bonus fact. I actually had a twin brother, but there wasn't enough food for the both of us. My chances were 50-50 from the get-go. I live my life not only to live up to the expectations set for me, but also for my brother who never got to live his own. Ex-wife also had an inverted uterus. DR said, and I quote, "Your sperm had to do some major gymnastics to get her pregnant. Uterus flipped during pregnancy though." I'm not part of the 77% of felons that went back to prison within 3 years of getting out, 7.5 years and going strong. Keep going, man. You can turn those 7.5 years into 17.5 plus. Seems like you already made it past the hard part. That's awesome. Good for you. Keep living the good life. Well, that's a bit rude. Did you even ask? According to wherever most recent census the website uses, I'm the only person in the US with my particular first plus last name combination. There's one guy in the US with my name and he's a convicted sex offender who's currently in jail. I don't know how many people share my name in my country, though, but I suspect it's not a lot. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person in the world with my first plus last name combo. On top of that, there are only 14 people in the US with my last name and they're all in my family. Edit. Thanks for all the upvotes. Cool to see that even though my name is unique, my situation is not. For me it says I'm the only one in the US with my name, but that literally can't be true. I know someone with my name combo. Being reasonably well adjusted despite spending years as a foster kid where some of the homes were abusive. This made me smile. I hope your life continues to get better. As a teen I went to donate blood, was refused due to a heart rate of 28 resting. Ended up being about awesome cause I later joined the army and learned I could run. Was told it's called runner's heart. I can raise and lower it kinda by thinking and flexing my chest and shoulders until it raises to 40 BPM so I can donate, but now and then I'll sit relaxed and watch the look as they read my pulse. I do not have control over my pulse. Just able to relax or make the need for it to go up is all. Trust me, my phone and I have tried perhaps too many times. Sounds like Dwight Schrute. Damn, 28? I can get mine down to 40-ish with breathing exercises, and from doing them so much I can control it not really good. Like raise and lower it a bit kinda by thinking and like controlled breathing. I bet you a resting heart rate that low is more con than pro though? Reading these comments is depressing when I try to think of why I'm special, lol. So am I. When did you have your transplant? I just had my 20-year anniversary a few months ago. You are the rarest of all. You're abnormal in absolutely no aspect, which in and of itself is abnormal. I found out I had synesthesia the first time I got into an argument about how Wednesday is green. I kind of think my daughter might have synesthesia because she insists that numbers are certain colors. Was gonna say this. I have synesthesia too. I'm pretty sure Wednesday is yellow though. P. I can fold a fitted sheet. Not even lying, this is the most unbelievable thing I've read on here so far. Pictures or it didn't happen. Which? I was present the 2 times the US was attacked on American soil. I lived in Pearl City, Hawaii, just outside of Pearl Harbor when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor on 12/7/1941. I worked in the Pentagon when a missile struck it on September 11, 2001. Please do a casual AMA. Also the oldest emperor on Reddit. Congrats. Thanks for watching, guys and gals. Gently tap that like button and subscribe for more content. I will be doing giveaways for the best comments soon. Love you all. 3.